Alright, for this week's episode of Video Game Reviews, I have only one thing to say. Batter up! Yes, as you can tell by that, and the fact that, and as well as the game that's in front of me here, I'm going to be talking about MLB The Show 24. Now, what you see in front of you is the Nintendo Switch version of the game. This game, however, is available on other consoles as well. Specifically PlayStation and Xbox. For PlayStation, this is available on PS4 and PS5, while on Xbox, you can get it on Series X and Xbox One. Now, I have the Switch version because, well, when this game came out last year, I did not own a PS5 at that time. And so, yeah. Now, this game, this is an annual release, of course, and on the cover of this version, you have Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who, of course, is the star player for the Toronto Blue Jays. And it's also a game I've been holding off on doing on the show for as long as I can, but seeing how spring training is around the corner, I figured that this would be a good time to get it in. So, now, of course, seeing how this is a sports game, there's not really going to be much of a story for this game, well, unless, of course, you're playing the My Career mode, and which, of course, this game is known as Road to the Show. And now, there's two different paths, actually, that you can take for Road to the Show in this game. Like, if you choose to play as a normal player, like the guy character, then obviously you'll have a normal path here. But if you play as the female character, then you will have some, let's just say, some interesting results. And yes, you can play as a female character for Road to the Show in this game. And this is actually the first time ever that they've had this ability available on MLB The Show. So, of course, Road to the Show is the standard career mode where you play as many seasons as possible as your individual player, and hopefully you can win a lot of World Series. Although, then again, the first few years of that mode, they try to screw you over as much as possible by sticking you with the absolute worst players. So, yeah, that's not good. But it's still a fun mode nonetheless. And I have played Road to the Show on some of the MLB The Show games, but honestly, I'm more of a franchise person when it comes to these sports games. Speaking of franchise, that is actually the mode I'm going to talk about next. That one you can control any MLB team that you like, and you don't have to just control one team. You can do one, you can do two, you can do five. Heck, if you want, you can even control all 30 teams. The only thing is, if you do that, you probably have to simulate a whole bunch of games, because, let's face it, who would want to play every single game of the season when you're controlling all 30 teams? That would be just absolutely crazy. That's why, when I do my franchise mode on this game, I usually just control one team, which, of course, is my hometown Toronto Blue Jays. And it's a fun mode to play. Like, you can, do trades, you can sign free agents, anything to do to help improve your team. I'm not sure if there's a limit as to how long the franchise mode goes on for in this game. It might be if it's like NBA 2K's franchise mode, then it's probably an 80-year limit or a 100-year limit or something. I honestly have no idea. But I've never really gotten far enough to find out. So, find out. But anyway, it's still a really fun game mode nonetheless. That's assuming that that your save file doesn't get yeeted out of existence, because apparently that's what was happening to a lot of MLB The Show content creators on YouTube during 2024. And that actually happened with my Blue Jay save on my Switch OLED. But, yeah. Either that or I probably wasn't being patient or something when I was exiting out after saving. Who knows? But, yeah, it's still a really fun game. Now, there is the option in these games to have quick counts enabled, which will allow you to get through a game in about 30 minutes or less, maybe a little more, depending on if the game goes to extra innings or not. Or you can have the full experience and do pretty much everything. And by everything, I mean everything. Everything. Every pitch, every at-bat, and of course, all that good stuff. And then, of course, you have the Diamond Dynasty mode, which is more or less an online mode where you pull cards and you try to hopefully get some really good players, and you make your online team for Diamond Dynasty leagues based off of that. Now, Diamond Dynasty can be fun, but at the same time, it can also be kind of tedious. I mean, I did try Diamond Dynasty maybe once or twice on MLB The Show 24, and again, that's just not me. I'm more of a, like I said earlier in this, I'm more of a franchise guy. I mean, everyone has their own choices of game modes that they choose to play when they do these sports games, specifically for baseball. Like, there are some content creators that will only do Road to the Show. There's some that will only do Diamond Dynasty. And then there's some that will only do franchise. And with me, of course, my thing is franchise mode. And, so that is, which can be as much fun as you want it to be. And actually, for this cycle of MLB The Show, one of my fellow YouTube content creator friends, and it's just Mr. Love, has been doing a Kansas City Royals franchise, which I've been enjoying seeing when I've been able to. At the time of recording this video, I don't know what team he's planning to use for MLB 25, but I guess we'll have to see when that comes around to that. Speaking of MLB 25, that is likely going to be coming out very soon. This is going up in February, so probably around the middle of next month would be my best guess for when MLB 25 is going to release. But, yeah, and that's basically all the different game modes. Oh, there is also one other thing you can do. You can also do a few other things you can do. You can do exhibition games, where it's just like, where you can do like 1 versus 1, 1 versus the computer, whatever. But obviously, it's just one game, and that doesn't really count for anything. You can also do just the playoffs, where you only do where obviously you only do the playoffs. You also have, there's also March to October, which I think replaced season mode. March to October would be pretty fun, and plus after you finish the first season of that, you can actually convert that into franchise, so that way you can keep that going. But yeah, with March to October, they pick out specific moments when simulating the season for you to play. And then, of course, there's the season storylines, which I have not done and do not plan on doing. But if you guys like doing those kind of modes in MLB The Show, then fine by me. And, so yeah, there's a lot of things to do in this baseball game. And of course, with me loving baseball, I have to give this game a 9.6 out of 10. A pretty good baseball game, although it probably would run better on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Now, on older consoles like PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and in my case here, the Nintendo Switch version, it still runs decent. I mean, not mind-blowing or anything, but it still runs pretty decent. I mean, decent. Now, hopefully, the MLB 25 will come out for Switch too, but for the Switch successor, I should say, but we'll see what happens. Anyways, so yeah, my grade for this game, 9.6 out of 10. Definitely recommend if you're a baseball fan, like myself. So that is going to do it for this episode. I will see you all next time.